What's up, everybody? That's Brianna Breeze.
Yeah, it's your boy Michael Bang, aka I Pray For You. That's all I can do.
And it's your girl, Miss Roxanne.
It's your boy Bird Beezy, aka Beezy B813.
And we are
The Midnight Brunch.
In your face, in your face. But yeah, we got some little touchy subjects, y'all. We finna get ready to throw at y'all. You know what I'm saying? The first one I wanted to say is like, how do y'all feel about having sex on the first date or having sex on the first night?
Ooh.
spicy.
I mean, me myself, I mean,
What you like to do, Brianna?
I think it's just nasty.
man,
Straight up and down. You need to have self-respect. Okay.
I feel like grown people do what grown people do. Like
Mind your business.
Yeah.
that's
no
that's
question.
always been my motto. Like if I meet a female and we vibing like that, if it's mutual, you do what you do.
It's
It
mutual.
ain't that one person pressing the other about the issue or whatever. But sometimes it's just you just have a perfect little, you know, you might have a little perfect outing.
yeah, sometimes that
Steve Harvey
vibe.
said? What Steve Harvey said?
Man,
What
Steve
Steve
Harvey.
Ain't
is
nobody
a
waiting no
nut,
damn
man.
90 days.
Talking about 30 days.
He said wait
30 day and 60 day
3 months.
rule and
Yes,
all this,
he said wait
man.
3 months,
And-
so I
and-
think you should.
And what's behind that?
He says if you wait 3 months, you can reel the man in, and you know you can get
That's just gonna make
That's what Steve Harvey
that's gonna make a man more madder when he smoke you. He ain't gonna call you no more. Since you wanna play, you wanna make me wait 90 days and you playing these games, watch what I'm finna do to you.
I honestly think it's your prerogative. If you want to do it, you want to do it. We grown.
That's
we are
real. That's
grown.
real.
But listen, all
It's
jokes
behind
aside-
closed doors. Do what you do.
All jokes aside, I have heard, and man, y'all can attest to this. Let me know. I have heard that if the woman decides to wait, it makes the chase a little bit more for y'all. Like, let me see what this about. That's
Nah.
I have heard that.
Yeah, and you heard a lie. Because don't make me wait for nothing. It's just like bro said, like if we vibing, cause a lot of times, like I'm speak for myself. I ain't finna be speaking for the whole spectrum of all men, but
Right.
for me, I could go on a date with a woman with no intentions on sex. So it's like we vibing, we hanging out, and that energy go to being there, and it's like, dang, you get that euphoria in your head. You like, damn girl, I'm really feeling you, and you know that she feeling the same way because she gonna be reciprocating that. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So it may lead to that, especially if y'all end up at a house or y'all at some little idle moment where y'all like by yourself. You know what I'm saying? It may lead to that.
Because as a man, of course we thinking about sex. I feel like as men, when I see a woman, my first initial thought is I would sleep with her or I would not sleep with her.
Exactly.
So if we go out on a date, of course if we have sex, I would be all for that, but it's not really my intent.
Does
You know
the
what I'm
value
saying?
go
To
down?
sleep with a woman on the first date. But I mean, if it's there,
Would the value go down? Would
nah,
you look
the-
at her differently?
nah, it all depends on how it
Would you
play
wife
out.
her?
Yeah, I would wife her.
Okay.
It all depends on how it play out. Like you got some women. Nah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't want no girl that's just throwing it at me.
Right.
Know what I'm saying? As soon as I see you, cause then
That's
I'm
the
Right.
chase factor Steve Harvey was talking about.
But
yeah,
it
but
don't gotta be
it don't
like
gotta
that.
be like that. If we feeling each other and it come to that, then it's cool. But nah, I don't want to just meet you and.
I mean,
you
it's not
tryna
like the
throw
first
it at me.
day as soon as we see each other, like, come on, come to my house. No, like,
Right.
we done went
We
on a date.
out, we
done went on a date.
vibing,
It's
know what
late
I'm
at night.
saying?
We done drunk something. Like, oh, I had a good time.
Right.
I'm feeling
Yeah,
you.
it gotta
Right.
I'm
a
gonna give you this cookie.
little
Go
nightcap.
ahead. Yeah.
It gotta
Little
lead up to it.
Yeah.
And both, and it's gonna be mutual. It's not like her pushing it more or you pushing it more. When it be that
Y'all grown.
equal amount of pressure on both sides,
It's perfect.
that one
As
night
long as y'all
one night
have a
stand hit different when it be equal on both sides.
Right. As long as y'all have an
You know what I'm
understanding,
saying?
y'all can be able to master it and be able to grow from it, honestly.
Well, my truthful, honest opinion.
So you never had.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's what we gotta get into because
Cut
you
this shit off. Hey.
going against the grain. So
Hey.
now
Be a hypocrite.
we forced to
Nah.
ask, have you ever gave it up on the first night?
Nope.
She capping y'all.
I have, and I ain't gonna
She
lie.
capping, y'all.
I'm not ashamed.
Uh-huh.
I am not
Okay, all
ashamed.
jokes aside, yes, I have. So I'm playing devil's advocate.
See,
here,
but
y'all.
listen, it's nothing wrong with that because I'm gonna say a high percentage rate, like 90% of women have went on at least one date and felt deeply for this man or whoever it was and went.
But here's the thing, being honest and truthful, I do think women should wait, and this is my reason why. because when you're having sex with someone, energies are getting exchanged, things are happening.
I mean, I do understand that.
So if you are into somebody and you want to wait, I think that women should, because when you opening yourself up, emotions come into play, and you might not even like this guy like that.
But I think people think of having sex on the first night as if you're out here fucking Tom, Dick, and Harris. You're not doing that. It's just in the moment.
It's y'all thing.
You're already dating someone. You already getting to know somebody. Like, I think people are thinking too much into it, like you fucking him, you fucking him, you fucking him. No, it just so happened that I'm dating other people.
Yeah, she just did that with me, bro. That's it. She just did that with me. She felt like that for me.
Right.
She's not gonna feel like that for you.
For everybody.
For everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's where people get the everything gets twisted and turned when she did it with him. So
she gonna do it with him.
Exactly.
No,
And that's not the narrative.
How it is.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that's kind of like, no offense, I kind of feel like that's like how we were in middle school when, someone would finally had sex, you automatically assume that it was fucking this person and that person. We're grown. It's our business. You may think but you have no idea what happens behind closed doors.
I think it's cool if you want to do it, but me personally, if I could go back in the hands of time, okay,
keeping it as is.
Yeah, I think I would not do it on the first night.
Yeah.
I think I would wait. I think I would, but the reason being for me is because the body counts. You don't want to have your body counts up there as women. It's certain things that you don't want to do.
Nah,
and if I had a daughter, I would tell her, nah, wait, get to know him a little bit more, see what's going on. Don't do it on the first night, because us as women, when you have sex, y'all don't know, but us as women, we open up mentally, emotionally. You know it's a difference once you start fucking a girl. Y'all know that.
I completely agree and understand with what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, if a woman do it, don't think that a man just gonna be thinking like, oh, she's a hoe, or she's this, or she's that. Depending on how the energy was being exchanged.
Or don't even look at you like you're being a hoe.
It depends on how the woman carrying herself at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because I done had sex with women on the first date, and they still carry themselves like a grown woman, and a nigga can approach them and they ain't gonna play with them.
And they still got boundaries.
Yeah.
Right.
But if I had a chance to go back, some of the women that I spared on that first date, BS, I would have smoked them. Yeah, I would have smoked them. Yeah, there was some women where I was playing the gentleman role where I was like,
that's real.
Yeah, I'm like, dang, you know what? I really want to kind of take my time with her, and I should have smoked her.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So,
and some women be wanting it. They go home and be like, man, why he ain't take it to, know what I'm saying, home base?
Because I'm pretty sure it been women that I spared, and they probably was thinking like, well, dang, why he ain't try me? Like me, I didn't sleep in the bed with women before and didn't do nothing with them.
Same.
You know what I'm saying?
Same.
Like on a date and it lead to a room and everything.
Why?
And just playing that role.
What role?
Same.
Playing it, taking it easy. Like let her know that that's not just what I'm on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of women will take it as, oh, well, that's all you wanted.
And then
you know
they backtrack and be like, why you ain't?
Yeah, and then almost all of them said that later on when we're talking, well, I thought you just ain't want to do it. How the hell you thought I ain't want to do that? You know what I'm saying? So
it's just both roles trying to be, caring about one another, not trying to be promiscuous on both sides. You don't want to make it seem like that's all you want, and she don't want to make it seem like she easy to get.
Right. But I always tell women, we both grown. Whatever we do is between me and you. Know what I'm saying? I ain't a kiss and tell type of, know what I'm saying, nigga. So it's like, it is what it is.
Let me ask y'all. So if y'all in a relationship at the time, well, I ain't gonna say if y'all in a relationship, you talking to this girl, how do y'all men feel about pillow talk?
I don't like that. What you saying?
You don't like pillow talk?
You talking about with a woman?
Yeah, like when she talking about her other relationships. That's what I
Well,
think pillow talk. With you.
The way I feel about it is, if you talking about the last dude, you'll talk about me.
That's what I'm saying.
So know what I'm saying? It just depends on what the conversation. I don't mind a woman telling me what went wrong in her relationship, but I don't need all the extras about. Know what I'm saying?
Because now you trying to
compare.
just defamize the man character.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now you getting mad in the bed telling me, hey man, that's enough.
And how
you know
many
what I'm
other
saying?
people you've done that to? Because she gonna do that to you. She gonna do that, once y'all.
Right.
Y'all, you know what I'm saying?
Well, if most of the time I feel like if I carry it in a way, you know what I'm saying, that it should be carried, that she ain't gonna have too much negativity to say about me anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
She gonna find something.
They will conjure something up.
Most women gonna conjure something up. Oh
Right.
yeah, well he did this and I didn't
it's
like him doing that.
Woman.
To a certain extent. Sometimes I just don't think y'all also have accountability of what y'all do. Y'all probably don't see what she talking about.
Well,
Looking at her perspective.
I've been with women and they've been trying to tell me stuff that went wrong, per se, with the man on his behalf. And most women never take accountability for what they, you know what I'm saying, their role that they played in.
I agree. Some
You
things
know what
I
I'm saying,
haven't
the
taken
falling out of the
accountability for.
relationship.
So I can agree to that. I think that's a human nature in general. A lot of people don't like to take accountability when they did something wrong. Nobody likes to be told that they did something wrong or something that didn't work out that they should have been able to fix. So I think that's a female and a male. Nobody wants to really take that accountability. It's just all on how mature are you of taking that accountability.
Well, I didn't set back. I might don't accept it all the time in front of the woman, but I didn't set back and really analyze certain relationships that I've been in, and I did play a significant factor in.
And it going wrong.
Hell yeah,
And that's
you know what
growth
I'm
right there
saying?
and accountability right there of just speaking on it. So that was just very big of you or even saying that.
Yeah, I look back. I look back. There are certain things that I probably could have did different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I had a chance to act different, you know what I'm saying, and take that whole situation and conversation to a different light. You know what I'm saying? I could have probably diffused. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't even gonna lie, because I was on fire. Like, when I was younger, I was definitely on my Destiny's Child, independent woman, boss boss lady
There it
rhetoric.
is.
Boss lady rhetoric, huh?
Yeah, I was independent woman, and Beyonce had me doing all this stuff, and then
I
she
love
go
it.
marry Jay-Z. See, that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Why?
Say that threw you for a loop
Do
right
me for
there,
a little
huh?
IMD, all this type of stuff, independent woman. And
But you can
well,
still be independent.
No, but she was pushing this agenda, and I love Beyonce, so the Beehive don't come for me. But I'm just saying, she had us on this movement
Might have
of
seen your
being,
ass.
yes.
But I
see-
feel like they all Jay-Z, look at how many times he talked
Oh,
about,
yes.
you know what I'm saying?
Somebody
Sure
he'll never
did.
give his heart to a woman.
And
You know what I'm saying?
they
But
all
And then
push
they
that
got
agenda.
married.
But I feel like that's everybody. That's the journey of life.
But
like you go
be-
through phases.
You be in outside of
Yeah.
at that point in time, and in your mind and in your heart, you really feel
felt
like
like-
that
yeah,
until
you
you
felt
meet
like
that
that.
certain woman, and it's like, yeah, you know what, bro? I know I said this, but boy, boy, I like her. I think I'm finna try this.
I'm finna lock down.
And it be the
Right.
same with the women. So
Yeah.
I think, you know what I'm saying, you may talk this boss lady rhetoric, then you meet this certain dude,
I'm ready to settle down.
and you like, yeah, you know what, girl, I like this nigga. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be a boss.
I mean, you could be a boss and still have your king.
Of
Yeah.
course.
That's real.
That's true.
Cause one thing about it, you can't even be a queen without a king.
Yeah, but I don't like women talking bad about the dude that they was previously with. Like I said,
Right.
if you that type of pillow talk, I don't
She still hurt.
I mean,
Especially
I
if-
feel you.
She's not completely over. That would be. They're really not completely over the person that they left, and they still talking about it. They traumatized.
Especially if you ain't accepting responsibility in the fallout of the relationship. You just trying to put everything on the man. I already know where you fit in this whole story.
Right.
You know what
and
I'm
that
saying?
could lose points on
But
your
why would you
behalf
want to?
with me.
Why would you want to be laying up with your new person talking about your old person? Like we're not about to do
I don't wanna hear
that.
that shit.
I'm not doing that.
Nah, that's real too.
I'm
But
gonna
I
talk about
mean,
my day.
I
I'm gonna
feel
talk
like
about other
Yeah,
stuff.
let's
That
talk about
come-
us. Where we going?
It come
Yeah,
up,
but
it come up a
you know
lot.
how
What's the dumb
It do.
question?
You
What
know
we
how-
doing?
Nah,
because, you
yeah,
know,
that is the
certain
dumb
situations.
question.
Or I remember I went through something like that. So it does come up when
Yeah.
you talk about your ex, but at the same time, you know when to turn it off and cut it off. You know when it's getting a little bit too much.
Yeah, we ain't
your
gotta-
significant other gonna make
Right.
a face at you and like, you still talking about this?
Because I done
bitch?
had women be like, why am I still talking about my ex? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, because it done
Yeah,
went
we ain't
too
finna
deep.
go on for 10, 15, 20 minutes talking about
Nah.
what went left and went right and all that. You know what I'm saying? We gonna move forward.
Because
I
I don't
just
give
want
a
to
fuck.
clarify because the last episode y'all got on me and y'all was saying, listen, it is not a dumb question to say what are we doing and where are we going.
That is definitely still the dumb
That's not
question.
a dumb question.
That's the dumb question to me, y'all. Do
No,
not
it ain't
be
dumb because you need to know what this nigga thinking.
What is
I don't
going
know.
on?
I
Where
don't.
we
I can't
going?
read your mind.
What
Like
if it's been
having-
established, though?
now, if it's established, then we keep
She's not
going.
clear.
But
That's
if
why
it ain't
she's asking.
established,
But why
then
why
no.
it ain't established when I
because you giving me
said
mixed signals.
I mean just
I don't
because
like
we having sex a lot doesn't mean that changed the narrative of what we said from the
lot.
beginning.
But what are we though? If we're having sex a lot, what are we?
We're a lot of sex.
No.
Okay, so we're casual. Cool. That's all I need to
They
know.
need
That's
to say
basic.
that. Y'all need to say if it's just casually
But that's why I say
dating.
if it's already been, you know what I'm saying? We've
If I never
already-
really pushed about being something,
Right, because
then
you
I
know
shouldn't
sometimes
try.
you meet somebody and y'all might be in a moment, we feeling each other and we don't clarify what it is and we just hanging out. And then we do end up having sex, then I can see a woman being like, well, what we doing? But you know, usually most of the time that's established already. Like I meet a woman, I ain't really looking for nothing right now. You know what I'm saying? And then a woman would usually reciprocate and be like, well, I'm looking for this, or I ain't looking for nothing either. I just got out of a relationship. So then it's just like, okay.
But at the
saying?
same
We hanging
time,
and banging.
it's like you shouldn't have to ask what we doing because you can see what we're doing. Like right now, what are we doing? We're shooting a podcast. So if
Are
we
we?
listen,
Or
if-
is it a radio
listen,
show?
Listen, listen. If we
All that rhetoric.
listen,
According to the short film.
if we having sex every single day, what we're doing is having sex every day.
But do you want more from me?
No.
Like, do you want more? I'm not just sex. Do
Am-
you want it to be something more?
But
when
am
you
I showing
open
you
me
that I
up?
want more?
You
That's-
showing that you
that's a
want my
good
pussy.
point,
That's
though.
what you're showing.
And
me.
that's what I want.
That be the problem.
So you don't want nothing else?
Am I acting like I want something else?
That's what I'm trying to understand
Yeah.
because I can't read your mind. And
Be-
sometimes when you read actions, it just you
Listen,
get misunderstanding.
the man is gonna do that.
And
Every
that's why
woman,
we ask.
every man is different. I'm gonna speak for me. We may be having sex every day. If I'm feeling like I want to take this to another level, I'm gonna act like I want to take it to another level. I'm
You
gonna be
gonna
like,
know.
yeah, you gonna know. It's like you got your own spot or whatever. It's like, well,
So
who
give
over
me an
there?
example how you gonna act.
What you mean?
Give me an example, like me and you having sex every day, and you say now you realizing that you want to be with me. Give me an example of what you gonna do now to show me this is for me. That
Okay,
you want to be
let's,
with me. Are
let's
you
just
gonna
say
come
you
over
got
the house every day?
you got exact. I'm gonna be over there.
Okay.
I'm giving you my time.
Okay, spend the night.
Staying the night.
Okay, you
So-
cooking?
Man,
I'm just saying, trying to figure it out, trying to find out what
man,
you're
this
doing
junk
with
crazy,
me.
y'all.
I'm just saying, like, what
Yeah,
you
she
doing
got
with
help
me?
now, y'all. She think, man, this junk crazy.
I'm trying to figure out what you're doing with me. Like, what you doing?
But-
On me last episode.
But you gonna know though. But
I
you,
mean,
you see where I'm going
But
with it?
sometimes also understand that you feel like I know, but sometimes I don't know, and that's where miscommunication comes from. Sometimes we have to blatantly say it. Sometimes we physically need to hear it.
When a man
That's what I
get
be
to
trying to say
when
to
a
y'all.
when a man get to
Gotta hear
being
it.
like, where you going and who is this? Them are
want to know where I'm going?
That's what I'm. Now those are the type of actions of a man
Right.
that's trying to take it to the next level. If a man ain't in your business
Okay.
per se,
He fine with just what's
fine
going
with
on.
just the way it's
So
flowing.
we casually having sex or whatever, won't do, and I'm
I
like,
know sex.
he like, what you doing? And I'm like, I'm about to go out with my girls or whatever, and he be like, where y'all going? He's invested. But if he be like, oh, I'm gonna hit you up later,
Exactly.
So you know the vibe.
so he gonna just want to hit me up later when I'm drunk with my
Red
girls, so
flag,
we can go
y'all.
ahead.
See, but the
Them
thing
the vibe.
is,
Okay.
with the thing I'm getting from it with most women is they just want to hear. They want to hear the lie, and that's what
What's
I
the
know.
lie?
The lie is you want me to tell you something that you want to hear, and I ain't finna tell you the lie. I'm finna tell you the truth.
I can
Okay.
attest to that. I will say, even for me and personally, you see the red flags. Those are red flags. No matter how you try to put it, there's red flags.
Them red
They're
flags.
red flags. They both wearing red flags. Nah, I'm joking.
Walking red
But
flag.
listen, they telling you what the red flags is, and if you decide to still stay, cause you wishing upon a star, that's on you as a woman. You got to take accountability.
But who
And we
doesn't
don't do
ignore
that.
red
feel
flags,
like that's
though?
really wishing upon a star though. 'cause-
is.
And then at the
'Cause you
same
want something
time,
different.
it's like I personally don't mind the question being asked, but when you ask the question, you got
You need to be ready.
Okay, you got to be ready for what
And
We can't
and that's
be crying
why
and throwing a fit.
and that's why I say they really want the lie.
Right.
So I get somewhat pissed off behind it because I'm like, man, why is you going
No,
there? You
stay
know
true
you don't want to hear the
yourself, though.
truth.
But stay true to yourself and speak that. Like at the end of the day, don't give me what you think I want to hear. You need to give me the honest truth. Because at the end of the day, that's how you get them crazy girls. Them girls that be sitting here breaking your windows, keying shit. Like they have a perception
Yeah,
in their
but
head.
y'all will create some type of
Yeah,
narrative
so
in y'all
be-
brain
so
of
be-
something else.
So be truthful. If you be truthful, you will be so surprised how females will really handle any situation.
I done been talking to a woman before, and we doing our thing all the time. I'm telling her, look, I'm straight. Like, look what this is, but she creating in her mind because we're going out
she
to
probably
eat.
thought she could change your mind.
Okay, so
which most of them think they
So
can.
it-
I mean,
Accept that.
I agree. We definitely do. I have sat here and thought I could change a nigga mind, but that's when a nigga was honest with me and let me know what it was, and I was just like, snap your ass out of it.
but I done been talking to women myself too, where
Now, at that point, they just hard-headed.
No, listen, no. The question came up in my head, but
Oh.
at the same time, as a man, I ain't finna ask a woman that because I already see what's going on. I done been talking to women before where the woman is just straight with the sex, and I'm like, dang, I find myself like kind of liking her, and I'm like, well, dang,
But
you
you
know,
know
what I'm
not to ask because you can
I know what she doing.
You know what she do. You know what she on.
She short jabbing the nigga with the house call, like, oh, I'm gonna hit you up tomorrow. I'm like, oh yeah, I know what it is, so I ain't gotta ask her what we doing, cause I already know.
Nah, that's real.
So next thing you know, I'm cold turkey her. Yeah, you know what?
The same way women will project that energy that they want to go further, men will do the same thing.
Exactly.
Men will do the exact same
jump
thing.
go both
I
ways.
think we
that
just
energy.
be upset because sometimes we don't get what we want. And I think sometimes as a female, we do try to have this fairy tale. And when it doesn't go our way, we get upset. We live with our emotions. We act on our emotions sometimes.
So you ain't never had like no man, or you had like no man like just on your top. And he overly aggressive on your top, and you telling your homegirl like, dang, this nigga doing too much, because you don't want to go there with him. But you see what he doing. Right. He ain't per se asked you, oh dang, what we doing, but he on your top.
You know what I'm saying? He want to go further.
Exactly, but you don't. So you tell your homegirl this nigga tripping, and you just block him. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry.
But like I said in the previously episode, when it's on the other foot, now you like the dude. You know what I'm saying? Now you want to go to asking these questions.
Right.
Oh,
and
what we doing?
Even sometimes when the dude give you the real, you still trying to usher him into taking it further. Like when he telling you, so you don't care about me,
doing all that, asking all
that. So it's like,
all of them is even more dumb questions.
I don't think they're dumb. I don't think there's no such thing as a dumb question. I just don't think you don't like to answer certain questions. But I don't think that's dumb, because when you say things are dumb that someone's asking, people feel like you're calling them dumb. And I know you're not necessarily calling them dumb. You're saying it dumb because, like, why are you asking this question? You should be able to read my actions. But at the same time, I don't think it's a dumb question. I just think some people need to get a clear understanding. Yeah, it might be redundant to you, but at the same time, some things are just needed to be said.
Okay, so with that being said, how do y'all feel about the power of presence? Like, how do y'all feel about, like, the power of your presence as a woman? You know what I'm saying? Or bro, your power of presence as a man being in anybody's life.
I'm a vibe. I am a vibe. I feel like my presence, it shows who I am. It shows my morals. It shows what I enjoy. It shows how I treat other people. So I think that when people are around, that shows that they're invested in you. And you know what I'm saying? They want to be around you, or they even want to influence you, or you influence them.
See, I asked that question because I feel like, especially in these times, I feel like so many people don't know the power of their presence.
Do y'all think the first impression is the best impression?
Not all the time.
No, because people have their days. We're human. We have our good days. We have our bad days. Today could have been a bad day for me, and you just met me. You know what I'm saying? So, but you see me another day, you like, okay, Ashley, you won't, you know what I'm saying, that person back then. So, you know, I just feel like it's a time and a place. We all go through our issues and things like that, but no, I don't think the first impression is always the best.
Yeah.
See, because like I said, I feel like in these times that we living in, people don't know the power of their presence. And I feel like people in these times are giving too many people access to their presence. And they take that presence that a person allows you to have, they take it for granted. You know what I'm saying? So I found out that exercising your power of presence in your day-to-day living, the people that you even allow to be around you, it means a lot. And I feel like people in these times, they need to take that more seriously.
Now, I do feel like you got to fall back sometimes to let people realize how impactful and powerful your presence is. Because sometimes, like you say, they do take it for granted. And then when you're not around, it bring them back and be like,
I need that.
Dang, he ain't been around, or she ain't been around. Like, I miss their presence.
People will mentally drain you. It's called energy vampires.
Absolutely.
They will mentally
that's
drain
real,
you. Like, you really got to get rid of those people around you that's not even offering you anything. What do you have to offer? I think 50 Cent said this. What do you have to offer me in this conversation?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why are we talking? What is this? What is this? You know what I'm saying? What do you have to offer me? And I think a lot of times we, men and women, we have to understand our self-worth and our self-value.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Not to allow people to mentally drain you. Sometimes you need that silence to be by yourself. And that kind of brings us to a segue to our next topic, the power in being quiet, the power in being silent. What do y'all think about being silent and how that's important and impactful in your life?
Shoot, I think the power of silence, I think is very important. It's just as important as the power of presence. Because even the Bible tells you that. It say even a fool is wise when he hold his tongue. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't gotta say nothing. You know what I'm saying? When this person doing this or saying that, you ain't gotta say nothing. You know what I'm saying? When you got something on your mind, it could be negative. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say to withhold something positive that you want to say to somebody, but if it's something that's gonna be have a negative impact, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just keep it to yourself.
Even like
You
in an
know what I'm saying?
argument, sometimes don't argue back. Sometimes just be quiet and let them basically show their true colors. Sometimes you got to be quiet, you know, in a argument with your family or your girlfriend, boyfriend, or even a best friend. Like, sometimes arguing is not always that. So the power of being silent and self-control is definitely something that I agree on.
And I feel like you can fill out a room with silence because, you know, observing is powerful.
Absolutely.
Like a lot of times
That's
you
an art
can,
in itself.
When I'm in the club.
a lot of times you can see what people be on just by observing and not saying nothing. Know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
You
You can feel their energy and
You
be
can
like
say so much by not saying,
saying
nothing.
nothing.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
But what
So
happens,
it's
people
like,
want to
yeah.
be the loudest in the room. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? They want to be the loudest. They want to be seen. They want to be all these things. When really, the incognito person, you know what I'm saying, is the person.
I think me myself, like personally, that's kind of a phase where I'm at in my life, like just kind of being silent with a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, and kind of just removing my presence from certain
Protect your peace.
activities and certain atmospheres, you know what I'm saying, and withdrawing myself from certain arenas, you know what I'm saying, and seek, because I feel like people get caught up in the insane mentality. You know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting a different result. So I say, you know what? Let me make sure I ain't crazy. You know what I'm saying? Let me do something different. Let me not deal with this arena over here. Let me keep silent to this right here. You know what I'm saying? And make my moves, you know what I'm saying, from those point of views. You know what I'm
based
saying?
off outside looking in. Like, you ain't always got to be the mouthpiece.
Right.
Exactly.
Sometimes you just sit back and be the fly on the wall, and then you can make your assessment. That's real.
That's true. Do y'all think, like, mentally, like what's going on in the world, all this craziness, you think people are just like mentally drained, mentally,
Absolutely.
physically, and stuff going on? Like, people are just stressed out. They job. I mean, this hard being an adult. I remember I always wanted to be an adult. That's what you grow up. You want to be an adult. I want to be a motherfucking kid. I'm
So-
tired of this shit.
So like, so how you feel about having both parents in the house? What you think that plays y'all think that plays a big factor in the upbringing of the child for having both parents in the house?
Major. I feel like, I mean, this is cliche stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like, you know, a man got to teach
A man.
a man, and a woman got to teach a woman. So it's like, to have that unison in the household is
The
just an
balance.
equal yoke. You know what I'm saying? You know, most of us grow up. I know I grew up in foster care, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't have either of my parents. And then the last foster home that I stayed in, her husband passed away, so I only had the woman. So it's just that take a toll on a boy coming into a man when you don't have a man to go and ask certain questions or get certain advice, or know what I'm saying? I mean, you try to fight through it and might act like you don't need it, know what I'm
Right.
saying? But you need it. You really do need
See,
that type
like,
of.
and that same narrative is like, okay, I came up, okay, I had both parents in the house. Of course, I was in foster care as well. You know, I ended up getting adopted, but I had both parents in the house. I was in such a negative mind frame already that it almost didn't make a difference with me, because I was just being so rebellious in so many different areas of my life that having a male figure and a female figure in the house
But
at the
bro,
same
it's
time.
different when it's not your biological parent. So
Yeah.
that's where that energy come from. It's like, yeah, you
You're
can have
angry.
two parents, but it's like,
They're not mine.
right, as much as you feel like, you know what I'm saying, your adopted parents or whoever might have your best interests or whatever, nobody's gonna have your best interests like the people that had you. You know what I'm saying? Not taken away from foster parents, because they do the best that they can do. But as kids, this is how I felt as
Yeah.
a kid. Nobody is gonna really care for me the way and give me advice and lead me and guide me the way my actual parents would do.
Right.
That's how one would feel. But it's like, I look at people who have I know people who did have their mom, their biological mom and father in the house, and they was more nut than me. I'm talking about
He ain't lying.
they
He
up the
is
road now
not-
with 20, 30 years and life sentences, and they had both parents. And I know, and I'm like, bruh, I know you from school. Like, you had both parents. Like, what you doing?
Yeah.
And they stories and their reasoning for doing what they was doing didn't make no sense.
Yeah.
I just think you need
People
love.
do handle
need
things
love no matter
differently.
How you give it.
But
That's
sometimes even
a
having
big
two
thing.
parents, and even though you have two parents, it's what you see on the outside. Inside that house, them parents probably don't pay them no mind.
Like she
They
say, the
probably don't
love.
give them no love.
Right, you
One
need
thing
the
I
love.
can say is
How you grew up.
I was
Tell them how you grew up. I am grown. Okay, come on.
I was raised by my mom. I did not have a father. I just met my dad 4 years ago. So I'm 31, so my mom did everything. So I feel like I was raised with love. Like, I definitely hid my anger of not having my dad around, but for the most part, looking on the outside, you saw me being loved by my mom. So it's hard for me to talk about it because I just talk about my love with my mom, and because of that love is why I am who I am. So as I got older, I realized that I kind of like stuffed that anger that I had about not having a father around, and now I'm realizing how angry I am towards males. So that is something that I'm learning. But at the same time, just because you have two parents don't mean that you're getting love.
Nah,
Sometimes
that's
your
real.
parents are into work and they're so focused on
On
work
on
and
themselves.
yeah, and they're focused on probably dealing with why the father's not around or why the mom's not around or whatever the case may be. Like in your situation, your foster mother did probably the best she could do, and then when he passed away, and I'm sorry for that as well, like that probably was hard on her, but she did her best that she can
Right.
do with the kids.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying, she probably wasn't able to give you 110%, but she gave you the best she can do, and that's
Right,
something
which-
that you can't be hard on parents
Nah,
for, because
and
they're
which I do appreciate, know what I'm saying, the upbringing that I had. I always tell people it wasn't all good, but it wasn't all bad.
Right.
Exactly.
Know what I'm saying? So
I think people be getting caught up on that if factor. Like, what if I did have my mom, or what if I did have my dad? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times that if factor gets the best of the child. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because they'll see somebody else with their dad and they'll be like, dang, I wonder if my dad would have did that with me.
That's
Or
exactly.
you know what I'm saying? Or they got their mom and or they got their dad and they don't got their mom, and they were like, well, dang, I wonder if my mama would have been like that with me. You know what I'm saying?